Welcome back to Slipstream Autosport for another track guide. This week it's Silverstone and it is quite a technical track. So first things first, let's go over an in-depth review of the lap. So when we get just past the 100 meter mark, we start to brake, shift into fourth. Now over here we want to be as hard as possible on the gas. It's really important to get the drive out of that particular corner. I like to go very close to the inside curb, step out into almost the middle of the track, and then we start to move back towards the inside and brake very hard and almost do like a triangle move here in this particular corner. Coming out of this corner, you want to make sure that you're getting the drive out of the corner, and the best way to do that is just to be very gentle on the throttle. Otherwise you're just going to get a wheel spin. This particular corner, very tricky. With your braking, about 25% brake pressure, you want to point the car out of the corner as quick as possible. Again, almost make it like a triangle shape, and then just hard on the accelerator and just push as hard as possible as you can. Make sure that you squeeze everything out of each gear to make sure that you're getting the maximum out of that particular lap, especially for qualifying, because it is a long lap and one particular set of corners can really upset the entire lap. Now, coming onto this particular section of the track, you can actually, the way the corner is designed, you can actually brake a lot later than you think. So we're braking almost at the 50 meter mark, pointing towards the corner. We downshift into second, and what you want to do here is you want to roll, wait, and now on the accelerator again, getting that drive and going as close as possible to the inside curb. You want to step out, but not too much. You want to be very close to the curbs, but out of first gear, get that drive out of the corner. From this point onwards, it's hard on the accelerator, pushing you out all the way to the outside. And again, it's really important. It takes a lot of practice, but once you get it right, it is absolutely phenomenal. We're coming on to now the part of the lap where it is fast, it is technical, it's going to require some very strong focus on your racing lines, because you can get a 1x, and more importantly, you can also get a slowdown. Now, just after the 100 meter mark, you want to start to brake, downshift again, go as close as possible as you can to the inside curb, hit that bump there on the way out, and again, hard on the accelerator, very fast, and make sure that you don't get an X there. Otherwise, it'll just literally ruin your lap. And unfortunately, you don't get a lot of chances, especially during a qualifying lap. So coming onto this particular section of the track, it's not too complicated, but what's really important here is to commit and just go absolutely flat out through these corners and just trust that your steering work is going to get you out of that corner, and make sure you don't lose the rear. That's the most common thing to do here. In third, we start to downshift, modulate your brake to make sure that you keep the rear of the car balanced, and this particular corner is important to make sure that you get that nice drive out of the corner to get that, very important now, because we're coming almost towards the end of the lap. And by doing this, it's really important now that we start to focus, catch our breaths a little bit, focus on only a few corners left of the track, and by now whether you're onto a good lap or not. But this next part of the track, you can lose 0.4 of a second very easily. On the approach to this particular corner, what we need to do now is just focus on the 100 meter mark. Just after the 100 meter mark, this is when we start to brake. We start to move the steering wheel, but don't move too much, because otherwise, again, you're going to lose the rear end. Very important. Once we get to this particular part of the corner, we start to push out hard on the accelerator. Once again, make sure that's probably the limit before you start to get an X. Only a couple of corners left, but again, technical and important. 3/10 here if you get it right, 3/10 if you get it wrong. Just after the 100 meter mark, brake hard on the brake. Keep the brake right up until this particular point, and then start to ease on the accelerator. Nice and smooth. Very smooth on your steering inputs. Once again, very important to get this right. Hard on the accelerator, flat out, but once again, with the steering inputs, just be careful, because you can lose the rear and that would destroy your lap. But here you have it, an under 2-minute lap of Silverstone in a GT3 car. Now, let's take a look at full speed.